Last class we already learned about positional argument. So here we are going to learn about another kind of argument called default argument. So default argument means, look at this program. This program is actually written for calculating the simple interest. So the formula you already know principal amount into time, that year, into rate. So this is the equation for finding the simple interest. Then for calculating simple interest, you need three values: principal amount, time, then rate. So here from the main function, I just giving A. A is actually representing principal amount and B is a year, that is time. Then I'm calling a function from here. I'm calling simple interest from here. Then I just passing two parameters only. Sorry, two arguments only. A and B, that is principal amount and year only. So according to the positional argument, definitely when you call this function, definitely you will get an error, because you know A is copied into principal amount, B is copied into time. Then what about this rate? So in that situation, a default argument means a default value is set on the parameter position. That is here, it is a header section. In header section, we can set a default value for parameters. It is possible to give value for all parameter as well as each parameters. Here, if I pass these two argument A and B to this function, then A is copied into P, principal amount, B is copied into time. So these are the positional argument, because you know according to the position they will get the value. A copied into principal, B copied into time. So what about the rate? According to the equation, definitely we need a rate. So here this is, we setted a default value here in the function header. So this kind of parameter is called a default parameter. Then if you are not passing any value from here, by automatically Python interpreter take the rate value 0.20. So if I passing a value from here, C is equal to 0.10, then I am passing this variable here. Then what happened? A copied into principal amount, B copied into time, then C copied into rate. At that time, this default value will not read. Now rate is changed to 0.10. If I am not passing this value from here, by default, if you want to calculate this equation, if you want to calculate this amount, you must need a rate. So at that situation, the Python interpreter take the default value of the rate. So that is called a default parameter. Again, if I am not passing time, this is default value is, now default parameter value of time is 2, then rate is 0.20. Here, if I am not passing any time and I am not passing time and rate from the function call, then what happen? 10,000, then A is copied into principal, then there is no argument from here. By default, Python interpreter take the time value to 2, then rate value to 0.20. Again, when you writing this default argument, you must careful about that this positional argument do not follow the default argument. That is, first you write the positional argument, then you can write the default argument. That is, you should write a default argument at last. So here, instead of here I'm writing, I just this principal amount I just set it to 10,000. Then set time is like this. Time I didn't set, but rate is already set. Sorry, rate is I'm not setting from here. Then I'm going to pass this a time is b, then c. So when you run this program, definitely you will get an error because it is illegal. Default argument should come the last of the parameter. That is the positional argument. These are the positional argument. Do not follow the default the positional parameters do not follow the default parameter. So this is illegal. If you do like this, this is also illegal because this is the positional argument. This is the positional argument. When you run this function, suddenly you will get an error. Python interpreter do not support this kind of declaration here. So this, if you do, this is possible. That is, you can first write the positional arguments, positional parameter, then you can set 10.2. This is possible. That is, when you're using default argument, if you're going to set a default argument for any value, you must be careful about that. It should declare at the last. Don't declare at the beginning, or don't declare at in between. It is illegal, but this is legal. This is default argument is declare at the last. If you do like this, right, I'm going to pass this to variable from here, then this is also illegal. Here default argument come in between. This is the positional argument. This is also positional argument. Sorry, this is also positional parameter. This is also positional parameter. Then here, if you say about this, we can say argument. Okay, if you saying about this, you should say parameter. This is the positional parameter. So this is also a positional parameter. So here, this is a default parameter. So default parameter, you set, I'm set in between the positional argument. This is not possible. You can set at the last. So when you writing a program, you must careful about this concept. Otherwise, Python interpreter show error. So I will show the error. So here, if I run this program, you already know that I will get a error. Did you see that? This non-default argument follow default argument. This is not possible. Non-default argument, it is not possible. Non-default argument. So error, I think you can see that non-default argument follows default argument. This is not possible. That is, by actually the default argument must follow non-default argument. That is position argument. The default argument must follow the positional argument. Here what is the error means? Non-default argument, that is positional argument follows the default argument. According to this situation, the default argument is following positional argument. These are principal and time are positional argument. Default parameter is following positional parameters. That is true. That is illegal. That is, otherwise, if you do like this 10, then here you This is the, now this is positional argument in a positional parameter. Now this one rate is a positional parameter, principal is a positional parameter. Now time is a default parameter. Here what happened? If the positional parameter is following the default parameter, that is illegal. That is not possible. That's why if you going to, the main point is, if you going to declare a default parameter in function header, it should be at the last. So keep in mind these things, then try this program on your compiler. Then after this video, write the program, write the given programs using default argument method.